Regional birds, an often overlooked group of Pokemon, yet they hold a special place in the franchise. While they don't have the consistency of starter Pokemon, or the awe-inspiring flashiness of legendary Pokemon, they serve a pivotal role on every trainer's journey. These dependable birds are usually the first Pokemon you encounter. After all, someone has to fly you across the region, right? Despite their loyal presence on their team, many of these flyers tend to get overshadowed as your team grows stronger. They often fade into the background because they are too weak to keep up with the competition. Today we're setting out to change that perception. We're gonna give them the buffs they need in order to shine. Whether that's tweaking their stats, expanding their move pools, or even exploring new abilities. Let's take these birds from forgettable to formidable and give them the recognition they truly deserve. There is no doubt that Pidgeot is a fan favorite, but it's always struggled keeping up with the rest of the birds. So here's what we're gonna do to fix him. Let's start off by giving him a special attack boost of 36 and a boost of 20 in its speed. This speed boost puts Pidgeot close towards the top tier when it comes to flying types. Now he is able to outspeed the likes of Archeops and Lugia. Meanwhile, the special attack boost allows Pidgeot to make better use of moves like Hurricane and Air Slash. Speaking of new moves, we are giving him Hyper Voice and Boom Burst. We are also going to give him back his Mega ability, which is No Guard. This takes out all of the RNG of Hurricane, therefore making it a consistent special attacker. With all these changes, Pidgeot becomes a very reliable and terrifying special attacker. To start off, let's go ahead and give him the typing of Psychic and Flying. I mean, he already has access to some pretty cool Psychic moves like Extra Sensory. As for stats, let's give him a plus 30 to a special attack, and on the defensive side, we're going to give him a plus 30 in special defense and plus 50 in defense. Now let's go ahead and take 30 away from his speed in order to balance out all of the new additions we give him. This carves out a niche for Noctowl as a natural bulky special attacker in Trick Room. As for his move pool, let's go ahead and give him access to the move Psychic to match his Psychic typing. And while we're at it, let's tack on Focus Blast to his already well-balanced move pool. These boosts provide answers, as now he has ways to answer troubling Steel and Rock types. As a Pokemon, Swellow is known for his incredible speed stat. However, nothing else. So let's change that. Let's go ahead and give Swellow a plus 40 in its attack, giving him a great attacking stat to go hand in hand with his Guts ability. Let's also make Swellow a little less frail of a Pokemon by giving him plus 30 on the defensive side. Speaking of Guts, let's also give Swellow access to the move Superpower, which provides crucial coverage against oncoming Rock and Steel types. We all saw this coming, but it's pretty obvious in giving Staraptor the flying and fighting typing. I mean, come on, he's literally got one of the best fighting moves in the game in the form of close combat. To reflect Staraptor's new fighting type, let's go ahead and give him a speed boost of plus 20 to take full advantage of this. And in order to combat the defense drops from close combat, let's go ahead and give Staraptor a plus 20 in his defense. The combination of his speed with his already great attack makes Staraptor a super fast and hard-hitting mon. While Unfezant does have a sleek and cool design, that's pretty much all it has for it because its stats are a little lacking. So let's fix that. Let's raise its attacking stat by 11 while also giving 26 to its speed. These buff stats ensures that Unfezant hits harder and outspeeds most opponents, making it a legitimate offensive threat. As for moves, let's go ahead and give Unfezant some setup in the form of Bulk Up in order to enhance its sweeping capabilities. In addition, let's also give Swellow access to the move Knock Off, which adds some dark type coverage to his move pool, while also having the unique ability to take off the opponent's held item. All of these moves turn Unfezant into a physical threat that could boost its stats, while also disrupting its opponents. As you can see, Talonflame has some pretty great stats all the way around. Instead of its stats, we are going to focus more on its ability. Rather than give Talonflame a new and unique ability, let's give Talonflame back Gen 6 Gale Wings. This gives priority access to all of Talonflame's flying type moves. Let's also give Talonflame access to the move Feint, which allows it to Breakthrough Protect. With these improvements, Talonflame regains its role as a priority attacker. Toucannon is another bird that has a unique design, however, its stats don't really reflect it well. Starting off, we are going to give Toucannon the fire and flying typing. This gives Toucannon stab on moves like Flame Charge and Temper Flare. The extra flying typing also just gives Toucannon some more versatility. As for stats, let's give him a plus 10 buff in its special attack and a plus 30 buff in its speed. These changes allow Toucannon to outspeed many of its opponents, while also just adding on to the fact that it could be a mixed attacker. As we know, Corviknight is a titan of defense, so let's just add on to it. Let's give Corviknight a plus 15 on both of its defenses. These buffs further solidifies Corviknight as a defensive wall, allowing him to utilize moves like Iron Defense and Heavy Slam that much better. Kilowattrel is known as a speedy special attacker, so let's improve on that. By giving him a plus 20 to its special attack, this ensures that Thunderbolt and Hurricane hit that much harder. Meanwhile, we're going to give him a plus 15 to its speed that allows Kilowattrel to outspeed much of its flying and electric type counterparts. By giving all these Pokemon buffs, hopefully we've given new life into this group of Pokemon. Each of these changes not only enhances their competitive viability, but also celebrates their unique designs and roles within the Pokemon world. Through updates like these, the regional birds prove that they are more than just your early game allies or your go-to flying users. They're versatile, powerful, and ready to take their rightful place in your Pokemon journey. So the next time you consider assembling your team, don't just let these birds fly under the radar. Instead, give them the spotlight they deserve and watch them soar into new competitive heights.